We have some updates when it comes to the fitness of Jasprit Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer. This is the latest update that we are getting after the BCCI issued a press release over their availability. Remember, Jasprit Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer have been laid low with back injuries and they have been out of action for a significant amount of time. So this is the latest update that the BCCI has done over this. Now, the BCCI has said that Jasprit Bumrah underwent surgery in New Zealand on his lower back, which was successful and he remains pain-free. The fast bowler was advised by the specialist to start his rehab 6 weeks after the surgery. And accordingly, Bumrah has commenced his rehab management at the NCA in Bengaluru from Friday. That means he already started his rehabilitation on Friday. On the other hand, Shreyas Iyer is scheduled to undergo surgery for his lower back next week. So Iyer is going to go for back surgery next week. He will remain under the surgeon's care for 2 weeks and will return to the NCA after that for rehabilitation. This is the current situation that we have regarding Shreyas Iyer. So on Bumrah, let us first come to Jasprit Bumrah. Remember, Jasprit Bumrah has been laid low with a stress fracture on his back ever since October. He played 2 matches against Australia in the T20I, but unfortunately he got injured yet again. It was a stress reaction, and because of that now, Jasprit Bumrah has been out of competitive action since then. Recently, we got reports that Jasprit Bumrah has sought the help of a specialist surgeon, and that is why he flew to New Zealand for back surgery. Why New Zealand? Because there is a specialist who has done all these successful back surgeries in the case of Shane Bond, James Pattinson, and the rest. So, Jasprit Bumrah went to New Zealand, the surgery was successful, and it has been now advised that 6 weeks after the surgery was completed, he can now commence his rehabilitation period at the NCA on Friday. So Friday, it was, you may say, April 14th. 6 weeks before that, probably his surgery got ended by March 1. March 1 was the time when his surgery was completed. 6 weeks of rest later, he is coming back, and at the NCA, he is going to undergo his rehabilitation. Now with Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer missed the New Zealand series, and also he missed the first test against Australia in Nagpur because of a back injury. He was past fit, and then he came back for the test against Delhi, and in the tests in Delhi and in Indore. After that, in Ahmedabad, he unfortunately suffered a recurrence of the back injury, and he decided to wait for a couple of weeks before taking the call on surgery. Unfortunately, the pain didn't subside even after 2 weeks, and that is why now Shreyas Iyer has decided to undergo surgery on his lower back, and he will be under the surgeon's care for 2 weeks. After that, he is going to begin his rehabilitation process at the NCA. So what does this mean? It means now that both Jasprit Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer will not be available for the entirety of the IPL and the World Test Championship, and mostly they will not be available even for the West Indies series as well. Your best bet of having both Jasprit Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer back is for the series that we may say in the Asia Cup. The Asia Cup begins around September, October, and maybe in August you will have a couple of series that will be held in India as well. But Shreyas Iyer and Jasprit Bumrah, their best availability will be around September, October for the Asia Cup, and then the 3 ODIs against Australia, and after that the World Cup. So this is the latest update that we are getting when it comes to Jasprit Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer. For all those of you who are joining us now for this live update, Jasprit Bumrah has begun his rehabilitation process 6 weeks after his surgery was successfully done in New Zealand. Remember, March 1 was the period that he underwent surgery. April 15th, 6 weeks were finished, and now he has begun his rehabilitation. Shreyas Iyer, on the other hand, he has now decided to undergo surgery, and he will be under the surgeon's care for 2 weeks for a lower back injury. It was a recurrence of the lower back injury that he suffered in January, and that forced him to miss the New Zealand series as well as the first test and the 4th test against Australia. So there is some positivity when it comes to this particular situation, but the onus is now on the NCA to ensure that they do not botch up both the rehabilitation procedures of the players. Because remember, the injury management issues that have been plaguing the players is all due to the NCA also mismanaging their players in a way. The NCA has come under scrutiny now heavily after Deepak Chahar sustained yet another injury and he could miss majority of the IPL. So now Bumrah and Shreyas Iyer will have to be really taken care of, and one hopes that the rehabilitation process is a success and both of them come back to the Indian cricket team hopefully by September. So September is the best bet that Shreyas Iyer and Jasprit Bumrah will be back for the Indian cricket team, all certain to miss even the World Test Championship final, and that is why it will be the case. So yes, surgery was held in March, as I pointed out. March 1 was the thing, but it will take him some time now. So August, September is the best period that both these players will be available. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget to download the AajTak mobile app for all the information that you need in English and Hindi. Thank you.